Could it be? But me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to the React live show for the NFC North. As your man Louie T has already given you my predictions for the upcoming season, and thus the floor is yours. As always, let me pull up YouTube chat real quick and hand out the number and get you guys going and allow you to have the floor. I know a lot will be said tonight as I gave out some pretty lofty predictions for this division. I know some of you are none too excited about it, which is totally fine. But in any event, let's do the damn thing. So, with that being said, here's the number. The phone lines are open. And I'm ready for business. So, let's get this show started nice and early, shall we? So, I've given you my predictions. I've got the Packers winning this division at 11-5. I've got the Bears coming in at 10-6. Both of those teams are playoff bound. Vikings missed the postseason at 8-8. Lions 3-13. Got a call. Gonna go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
It's likely phenomenon. What's good, Lou?
What's going on, LP?
Nothing much, man. You know, I had to call in, man. Are you sure you washed your face and got your mind right before you did these predictions, bro?
Man, my eyes are as wide open and clear as they've been all series long, bro. I'm just not feeling the Lions this year, man. I'm not feeling the love. I'm not feeling Matt Patricia. I don't know if and I know the defense was a little bit better than I gave them credit for last year. And you went out and got Trey Flowers, but I just got this feeling that it's not enough talent on that team. Every time somebody gets released, you know who the first team that reportedly is interested? I'm going to give you one guess.
It ain't always us, though, man. Like, we're not the only team that just looks for anybody.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, everybody that gets released, the first team rumor is, hey, man, the Lions are interested. You know why that is? Because y'all don't have enough stuff over there. Those are the teams that's usually hunting for stuff. Anytime somebody, if a receiver, it don't matter if it's a receiver, a defensive lineman, a corner, safety, running back, it don't matter. If they get released, hey, the Lions are interested. So, I just feel like it's just not enough stuff over there, man. I don't really feel like this Lions team it stacks up well with the rest of the teams in the division. Mm-hmm. Like, I honestly don't know. And I'm glad you're here because I want you to convince me why I should feel better about the Lions than I do, because I just don't.
Okay, well, I'm going to put it like this. You're definitely right about the Bears. They are legit. Their defense is legit. Trubisky is a work in progress, but he has a lot of potential. So I get why you high on them. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you know what you're going to get out of him. But he has a new head coach. He has a new offense. His defense is not what it used to be. The Vikings and the Bears, to me, are the only teams that can really give us a problem in the division. Mm-hmm. Only because of their defenses, man. I mean, they really beat up on Stafford. Like, every time we play the Vikings, this man got to get X-rays and whatnot. So I would give those two teams the edge before I give Green Bay. But I'm gonna get the Bears as the division winners. Worst case scenario for our season, I probably see us going 9-7, maybe 10-6 if the ball bounces the right way. And give me the Vikings over the Packers just because we're all going to beat up on each other. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to have the Packers in the bottom only because they have so much stuff going on, and the head coach has to get used to how Aaron wants to work and how Green Bay wants things run, so they're probably a year out.
Okay.
They're going to be good, but they're not going to be as good as they could be until next year. So that's where I'm standing with the division, man. I'm not going to go crazy and say we're going to go undefeated or anything like that, but I really think people are really sleeping on us, and we're going to surprise some people and maybe get the wild card this year.
Okay. We'll see. I like your analysis of the division. You're not wrong about anything you said, other than I don't see how you get 9 wins out of this schedule. I honestly could see you getting 6 or 7 straight up. Like you could beat the Raiders, you could beat the Redskins. Hell, you might even beat Dallas at home for all I know. You're probably not going to lose all 6 games in the division. You're probably going to win 2 games in the division like you did last year. And you beat Dallas or you beat Washington. You win 2 games in the division. You know, you throw let's say you throw Washington and Denver in there as 2 more games you win. Hell, that gets you to 7 wins right there. So I don't know if you're gonna go 3-13. I don't think you're gonna be very good though. 3-13 may be a little extreme, but generally I err on the side of extreme when I do these because I don't give out wins to teams that I don't believe in, and I look at you guys and I don't believe in y'all at all. And I'm rooting for some of y'all guys. I mean, y'all drafted a player out of ODU, so right there I'm rooting for y'all.
Travis Fulgham, I know.
Yeah, that's my guy. And you went and you doubled down and got his teammate.
Duhart.
Yeah, Duhart. And so both of the ODU wide receivers out there. I'm rooting for y'all, man, because y'all got some of my boys out there, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see it.
I mean, it won't be the first. You won't be the first person that done, not been high on us, and then the season start, and we turn heads. We're due for a bounce back, and this is about the time when we shock a lot of people. So, like I said, I'm not gonna go crazy with the record, but we are gonna shock some people this year.
Okay, so you got y'all finishing second in the division, correct?
Yeah, 9-7.
9-7, second in the division, behind Chicago.
Yep.
Okay. All right, man. LP, appreciate the insight, bro.
Anytime, bro.
Be easy.
Yep.
So LP is a Lions fan, thinks the Lions are going 9-7. That's going to be good enough to sneak in the back door of the postseason as a wild card. Thinks the Bears are going to win the division. Thinks that the Packers are going to take a step back because of the new coaching situation and doesn't really love their defense. I actually think the defense is going to be vastly improved this year. Mike Patton in his second year in Green Bay. A lot more ammo in that gun. They went out and spent money in free agency, which the Packers don't do generally. A young secondary that you think is starting to grow and come together. Don't love their linebackers. I think that's the one weakness of their football team is inside at linebacker. But if they can get pressure on the quarterback, which they paid money to do that this offseason, and you are able to, have those guys in the secondary step up, which they feel like those guys are coming, I think you might be surprised at, maybe a step forward defensively the Packers take this year. And it's Aaron Rodgers, man. New offense or not, it's Aaron Rodgers. Got a call, going to go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
B.E.
What up, B.E.?
Relaxing.
I hear that, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with it, man.
Oh, this division is going to be interesting.
Hmm?
Because on one side you have the Bears, who their defense is legit. Trubisky still up in the air. Is he going to be a top tier? Is he average? Is he eh? Then you have the Vikings, who have a win healthy and they're playing to what they can. Have a really dominant defense.
Mm-hmm.
Offense still. How is Kirk Cousins going to be in his second year with them? Because if I believe he only signed a 3-year deal with the Vikings. So next year would be his last year of his contract.
Yeah.
And then we have the Lions, who, in my opinion, they need to start looking for a new quarterback because I just don't think Stafford has it much longer. But it's going to be interesting with this division.
Yes, it is. I think that there are 3 good teams in this division, and only 2 of them are going to make the postseason. I don't envision 3 teams getting out of here with a playoff berth.
No.
So, B.E., tell me who you think is going to make it out of this division into the postseason, and tell me why.
The Bears, I just that defense is just also a top 5 defense. The Cleo Mac is just nasty.
Do you believe in Mitchell Trubisky?
Huh?
Do you believe in Mitchell Trubisky?
Debatable still.
Okay.
Like,
That's fair.
honestly, like, they made the playoffs and they won their division last year solely off of that defense. That defense carried them a lot. Yes, their offense did do work too, but that defense carried away majority of the season.
Yeah.
And I don't know who I want to finish second. Like, the Packers could easily do it. They have Rodgers still. Their receivers, I'm still not sold on the receivers. And their defense is still debatable.
Yep.
Can it be a top defense?
Right.
And then the Vikings. So if I had to give my predictions, it would be Bears first. Depending on that week, I think it's week 17, week 16 or 17, the Packers play the Vikings. Whoever wins that game gets second in the division. I don't know who it will be. It could be, they could both finish with the same exact record and tiebreakers come into play.
Week 16 is Bears. It's Packers at Minnesota on a Monday night.
I'm going to have to give it to the Packers on a Monday night.
Okay.
Just because Kurt doesn't play good on prime time.
Okay. Cool beans.
I would have to say Bears first, 11-5.
Okay.
Packers 10-6.
Okay.
Vikings 9-7.
Okay.
As low as maybe 4-12. Sorry, Nick, I had to do you dirty like that because you did the Cardinals dirty. And then the Lions 2-14.
Okay. Jesus. So you think they're not going to be any good either? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Honestly, I would not be surprised just because nobody knows our offense if the Lions come into Arizona week 1 and we blow the Lions out.
That wouldn't shock me either. I anticipate something like that happen. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be a blowout, but it wouldn't shock me if y'all beat them by double-digit points. Like, y'all end up winning the game by 13 points. Like, they don't know what you're going to do week 1. Nobody does.
Yep. Nobody does.
And
I don't even know what we're going to do.
Exactly.
Week 1,
I mean, we've seen bits and pieces in the preseason, but a lot of that is just, your base stuff.
Vanilla.
It's not something that
Vanilla.
they're not game planning. I just assume they're gonna come out guns a-blazing week 1, and everybody's gonna be goo goo gaga over Kyler Murray the first couple of weeks, and then I think he'll come back to earth, after teams start to catch up to what they're doing. But I think the Lions have no idea what's coming their way, and I also don't think the Lions are all that athletic on defense either. So him being able to run around and make plays with his legs,
they have some good
hurt them.
talent, but it's older veterans. They don't have young talent.
Well, they just got Trey Flowers, but he's not a tremendous athlete. You know what I mean? Like he's a physical run stopper that can get a little bit of pressure on the quarterback, but he's not the guy that's going to light you on fire off the edge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I think it was last week. Rex Ryan came out with a kind of pipe bomb, you would say, and says, our team's just going to get beat down badly and run out of the league by the Lions week 1. I would not be surprised if we go in week 1, put a gun to the Lions' head and pull the trigger and beat them by 20 plus points.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't anticipate that happening, but I wouldn't be surprised by it. So, but
it'll be interesting.
It will be, definitely. That's why we love this thing, man. Hey, BE, as always, bro, it's a pleasure, man. Like I said,
hey, when's that fantasy football coming on?
I'm gonna drop a video on either Thursday or Friday, letting everybody know what's good.
Okay.
Yep, I'll be ready.
See ya.
Hey, man, have a good one. All right. So, BE has the Bears winning the division. Then in a winner kind of takes it type of game in week 16, he has the Packers beating the Vikings. That gives the Packers the nod as the second place team and the playoff berth. Meanwhile, the Vikings finished 9-7, 1 game short. And then the Lions he has at 4-12. Got another call. Going to go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hello. I just got something to get off my chest. This is just a little something. I'm not here to waste all your time, but you're doing my team a little dirty.
Okay.
A little dirty, 3-13. I don't think that's very likely.
Okay. Well, tell me why. That's why this platform is here, man. I need to know why. Convince me.
All right. So I'm not saying we're gonna make the playoffs or anything, but don't be surprised if they win 8 or 9 games.
Okay.
Like they have a running game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's some like I'm going out on a limb and saying they have I wouldn't say legit like top 5 running game, but Kerryon Johnson can get the job.
I love Kerryon Johnson. Love him.
We got the receivers. We got the veteran quarterback. I don't think he's up there in age yet. He's gonna like hold the team back. I don't think we're gonna just win 3 games. Don't think that's likely. The defense, I can understand you saying Matt Patricia, right? Matt Patricia, he's a former Patriot. But I just have a problem with the Packers. They hired a new coach back before. Like, don't know how they're going to win 11 games.
Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Aaron Rodgers. That's how you win 11 games.
I'll give you that. But wasn't he playing last year?
Huh? You remember he hurt his foot in week 1, right? You do remember that, right? Like, we didn't forget.
In 2017 when he got hurt. You see the growing issue. Like, he's kind of injury prone. I wouldn't.
Yes, that's a fact.
I wouldn't count on them winning 11 games with a rookie head coach.
Mm-hmm.
He called plays 1 year. You know how that ended up. The Titans won 9 games. They could have made the playoffs with a better play caller, but we don't got to get into that. I just don't see what you're seeing in Green Bay either. So
I'll tell you why I like the Packers this year. One, Aaron Rodgers is healthy. I don't give a shit who's calling the plays, who's the head coach. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. And if he's healthy, and you're right, he's been injury prone the last 4 or 5 years. When he's on, we saw him in, 2016, I believe it was, when he went into Dallas, threw the damn dart down the sideline to Jared Cook for the touchdown, got him all the way to the NFC Championship game. That was all Aaron Rodgers. When he's healthy, he's capable of doing it. Now, the defense has been bad for a while. They got rid of their coordinator last year. Mike Patton came in. He didn't have the guys necessary to make his defensive vision come to reality. They went out. They spent a ton of money. I don't know how it's going to gel and mesh in year 1. I just know they're going to be much better on defense than they were last year. Can't get much worse than what they were. I think they're going to be better with the money that they spent, with the guys that they're getting. They got a young secondary. They got their feet wet last year. I think they're going to be better in year 2 with a lot of those young guys. So I like some of the moves they've made. I think that defensive side. Now, there are questions offensively, obviously, the run game, the receivers. They don't really make you excited, but it's Aaron Rodgers. So he's going to elevate the play of a lot of those guys on that football team. That's the reason why they get 11 from me. If they had anybody else at quarterback, a lot of what you're saying, I probably would subscribe to it and tell you, probably more like a 7-6 win team. But Aaron Rodgers is good for 3-4 wins by his damn self.
I will give you credit. You said, they spent a lot of money, but I just don't see them winning more games. All right, so I just don't think a team with Aaron Jones, they got Devontae Adams. I'll give them their credit. They got Devontae Adams. Like, who else is scaring you on that receiving corps? Yeah, I just don't think the Vikings, the Bears, 2 elite defenses. I'm not saying the Lions got an elite defense, but our defense is going to shock a lot of people. I don't see the weapons necessary on that team to win, to be the 2 seed in the NFC.
I don't think the NFC is going to be that great this year. Literally, the Rams are winning 12 games. They're the 1 seed, and everybody else either wins 11, 10, or I think nobody gets in with 9 wins in the NFC, but it's 11 and 10 win teams the rest of the way. So it's not like I got the Packers. Like every year I do this with the Packers where I got them 12-4, 13-3, hell, 14-2 in certain instances. I didn't do that this year. I tempered my expectations for them at 11-5. It still might be a little high, but that's just the trust that I have in Aaron Rodgers. I'm a sucker for Aaron Rodgers. I can't lie. He's a bad man.
He's a bad man.
He's a bad man.
I'll give you that.
He's a bad man.
He's a bad man, but I just don't see that. like I saw it last year. Like he doesn't have like in his heyday, like when he had a lot of weapons. He had Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, James Jones. Like I don't see. Maybe I'm.
No,
wrong,
you're not wrong there.
Necessary talent in the receiving corps, neither in the running game, and I don't think they're going to be able to like play with a team. Like I think they're just going to get blown out week one. You have them losing week one. I don't think they match up with Minnesota well or Chicago well, for that matter. I could see them honestly finishing with 6 or 7 wins. But you know they have Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna tell you this.
But you know,
I'm gonna tell you this. Their receivers may not electrify you, but their tight end group. I know Jimmy isn't the dude that he used to be. That's fine.
I wanted Jay Sternberger.
But Jay Stern, there you go. That's where I was going with that. That's where I was going with that. Jay Sternberger, I'm trying to tell you, he's a hell of a receiving tight end. He's going to change the way they do things offensively. You're going to see a lot more 2 tight end sets this year with the Green Bay Packers to get him on the field.
Well, I really am not a fan. Like, good thing you brought up Sternberger draft pick. That Rashawn Gary character, like, I don't really think that's going to, elevate the Packers defense. I think that's a negative toward, like, if they're going to start him, I don't think he's going to really make an impact at all out there.
Yeah, we'll see, man. It's going to be interesting because I could see where you could think the Packers are going to take a step back. I don't necessarily blame you for that. My 3-13 for the Lions is extreme. I admitted that already.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to be 3-13. You're going to win 2 games probably in a division. I just couldn't find them. That's all. I couldn't find them. But one of them, if you're going to beat somebody, it'll probably be Green Bay at home. You usually
Minnesota.
I don't know. I don't know about. I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know where the other one comes from. Maybe Minnesota at home. But like my man LP said. They just do a number on Matthew Stafford every time, though, man.
You're right.
They just bust him up. Every time it seems like something goes wrong after the Vikings game. Like he's got some kind of chest contusion or he needs x-rays or something.
A lot.
So,
played out.
Yeah, but, hey, man, I appreciate you calling in and giving me your side of the Lions story. Let me ask you this before I let you go, because you didn't give me the way you think this division is going to shake out. And I want to ask you about Matt Patricia. How do you feel about Matt Patricia? Again, it's early, so I don't want to jump to conclusions. I'm not a Patriot guy. That tree hasn't produced a lot of successful NFL head coaches. But how do you feel about Matt Patricia thus far in the little bit that you've seen from him in Detroit?
Honestly, this might be a biased approach, but I don't think they had the talent. And I can see why you would say 3-13 is a record for them, but I don't think they have the talent. They went out this year. They got Trey Flowers, Mike Daniels. They got Justin Coleman from Seattle, nickel corner.
Right.
I don't think last year he had the pass rushers. Ansa, I think replacing Flowers with Ansa is better. I will just say this. He got his guy he wanted. I don't think he wanted Cooter as offensive coordinator. He got his guy Bevel.
Yep.
He's got like a bunch of former Patriot players that he handpicked himself.
Right.
I think he just wanted to, take a year and see. But like this year, if he does not win, at least like go better than 6-10. If we don't see improvements, I will understand the whole the former Patriots coach thing, because like I did not see enough. Because like I know, like I've been watching you for years. Like you were a big Jim Caldwell guy.
I was.
They went 9-7 with Jim Caldwell, and they decided to fire him, and they took a step back.
Yeah.
They went 6-10 with Matt Patricia, so that was pretty eye opening.
Yeah.
So I think this year is like pretty huge for him, because they fired Jim Caldwell and brought in a guy like Matt Patricia, and he got kind of worse.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And it starts at the top with your GM. And so we'll see, man.
He handpicked him.
Yeah. I mean, he's a Patriot guy himself. So, you know how that goes, man. Birds of a feather flock together. So,
let me give my division picks real quick. I almost forgot already.
Yep.
I got Chicago going 11-5. I don't think they're going to, like a lot of people are saying that they're going to be like a team that falls off. Like I don't really buy that. They still got an elite defense. I'll give it to Minnesota as number 2.
Okay.
And I'll go about like 10-6.
Okay.
I would go Green Bay about 7-9. I'll give Detroit about 7-9.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Really do. Have a good night.
You too.
Appreciate it. See, Lions fans understand. They don't necessarily agree with 3-13, but they see where I'm coming from. I don't like the talent on their team. I brought this up to my man LP every time, and he just brought it up as well when he said, "Hey, I don't think the talent on the team is that great. It wasn't last year. He's starting to bring in guys that he trusts, that he thinks can run his system, he being Matt Patricia. I, too, didn't think he really wanted JBC as his offensive coordinator, but he got stuck with him. It was one of those situations where JBC was, interviewed for the head coaching job. A lot of people thought he was going to get it because of his relationship with Stafford. It didn't work last year, and so now he's starting to get everything the way that he wants. We'll see if it turns into anything, but I got to call him and go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with? Hello?
Hello?
You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
This is Sean Mack.
What up, Sean Mack?
Not too much. How's it going?
Hey, man. Another day in paradise, bruh.
This is a really top-heavy division, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the biggest, if not the stupidest move made this offseason was Chicago getting rid of Jordan Howard. That's going to cost them a couple games by itself. Because Tariq Cohen and David Montgomery can't do what Howard did between the tackles.
I disagree.
I watched a lot of David Montgomery. For some reason here where I'm at, we got Iowa State damn near every Saturday.
Okay.
And they can't replicate that power between the tackles.
I understand where you're coming from. It was never going to work with him in Chicago. He wasn't a Matt Nagy guy. Just simple as that. Matt Nagy, for whatever reason, wasn't a Jordan Howard dude. And that's fine. Guy doesn't fit your scheme. You envision, a different kind of back fitting into your system, and so he wanted to move on from him, and he did. I think one of the most underrated players in the draft were 2 running backs. Two of my favorite players in this past year's draft were both running backs. They went in back-to-back picks, coincidentally enough, in Montgomery and Devin Singletary. And both of them were dinged because of lack of speed. And in the case of Singletary, he's not the biggest guy in the world. He's like 5'7". But both of those guys are incredibly unique for what they bring to the table. For me, with Singletary, he's a guy that can make you miss in a phone booth. His kind of agility, you pay for that. You pay money for that. And in the case of David Montgomery, he's just a football player, man. Like, when I watched this dude, I know a lot of Bears fans, they went nuts. I heard so many Walter Payton comparisons. I'm like, whoa, stop.
Slow down.
Yeah, exactly. Pump your brakes. And as fans, we love doing that. We love picking one of the greatest players in that team's franchise history, and we love comparing players to those guys right away. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute now. Talking about one of the greatest running backs, not just in Bears history, in NFL history. Don't do that. But Montgomery is a special talent. I think you're going to find that out. That there's this weird blend. He's not the fastest guy in the world, so he's not going to knock your socks off there. But it's this weird blend of toughness. And so you say he can't run in between the tackles. I beg to differ. He's not the biggest guy in the world either, but there's a physicality that you look at him and you say, bro, where you get this from? All right, so, and then there's this innate ability to still make you miss. Like, his agility is so underrated, it's not even funny. He can catch it out of the backfield. He's got wide receiver hands. Very fluid. You know who he reminds me of? A lot of Matt Forte. Can do everything, but people don't, Forte was a lot bigger, though. He's like a legit 6'1", 6 foot back. But silky smooth, man. Stick his foot in the ground, cut back, make you miss. Could split him out wide, and he could run a slant, catch it for a touchdown. Montgomery can do all of those things and then run you over. You know, so lower his shoulders, you know, put the pad level down and drop the hammer on you. I love this dude, man. So, and Matt Nagy does as well. And he's gushing about him all offseason. I think you're going to see him. I think you're going to respect him after you watch him this year. I don't know how you couldn't have loved him at Iowa State watching him because you got him all the time, but I think you're going to really love what this guy brings to the table.
I liked him in college, especially for the Iowa State offense.
Yeah.
I worry about him in the NFL because he's small. And a lot of these guys, you know, they're not Darren Sproles. Most smaller backs don't last that long in the NFL.
You're right there.
That's why I worry.
This is the thing. The way Matt Nagy uses his backs, he's not going to take a pounding. It's not like Matt Nagy wants to run it with a feature back 25 times. Like, he's going to have these guys all over the place. Out in the backfield, motioning, out the wide receiver. You know, I would love to see a formation where both he and Tariq Cohen are in the game at the same time because they both are so versatile, can catch it and be dynamic. It's not like he's just going to line him up and pound him over and over again, which, you know, that's what Howard was more the kind of backup, you know, where you just line him up, pound him, he gets stronger as the game wears on type of guy. I don't think that's what Matt Nagy was looking for. I really don't. He wants versatility. He wants whatever guy's in the game, he wants the versatility to be able to do anything he wants to do. And when Jordan Howard was in the game, it was almost a tell they're going to run it. He didn't want that.
Therein lies the problem. Nagy's good at that's all great with Cohen and Montgomery, and you got Taylor Gabriel.
Mm-hmm. And they got this guy. They got this other guy named
from Memphis that they took last year. I forget his name. That's great between the 20s, but when you get inside the red zone and that field shrinks, you got to have that guy that can grind out those yards to get in the end zone. They don't have that now.
That's where they got to get. That's where they got to get creative. I saw Matt Nagy last year against the Giants late in the ball game. A pitch to Tariq Cohen. He looks like he's about to run a sweep to the outside, and he throws a halfback pass for a touchdown late in that game to tie it up and give him a shot. And or I think it brought him within 2. They didn't get the 2-point conversion. They ended up losing the game. But it's that kind of creativity that makes him special, and that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to get creative. And also, when you got a quarterback like Mitchell Trubisky, you can do some creative things down there, read option, those types of things, where the quarterback is also a guy you got to account for down in the red zone to run it. So those types of things. And again, I still believe you can turn around and hand it off to David Montgomery. I don't want to dismiss him as a guy that you can't hand it off to. I think you can hand it to him too. But they got Kieran White too, another back that they drafted.
I'm not, but you when you got a guy like Jordan Howard, who was like a 6th-round pick out of Indiana. I live really close to the Ohio-Indiana border, so I saw a lot of him as well. And you need that guy that's going to grind you that 2-3 yards.
Well, you know they got a guy from Seattle named Mike Davis to do that, right?
Who, the Bears?
Yeah. You know they signed Mike Davis for that. Like they don't just have a bunch of small back. Like, Mike Davis is a 225-pound back. Huh?
Mike Davis is 5'9".
Yeah, but he's like 225 pounds though. He's a big dude.
No.
He's a big guy.
He might not even make the team.
I think they brought him there. I think they're gonna keep 4 backs. I think they're gonna keep 4 backs, and every back will have a defined role. And I think that's going to be his role because they got Kieran White too, the guy they drafted out of Florida Atlantic. He was the running mate of Devin Singletary at Florida Atlantic, and they like him a lot too. And he can run. He's got some speed on him. So they've got a number of different backs. I wouldn't be shocked if they kept 4 backs. And that's what teams generally do these days, especially if you're going to have guys have specific roles. If they kept 3, then he could be the odd man out. But I think that's what they brought him on to be, that physical, in between the tackles, 3rd and 1, we need a yard. They turn around and hand it to Mike Davis. So there's that too.
I just don't like. I really strongly dislike what they did there. They should have kept Howard. If they're going to get rid of him, let his contract run out.
Well,
you just need that guy.
Why not get something for him? Why not get something for him? They knew he wasn't coming back. They didn't want him.
They didn't get much anyway.
Well,
So
that's
like
the thing. That's fine. You know, that 7th round pick could turn into another special teams guy or somebody that helps them. They've done a really good job in the later rounds of drafting receivers that I like. So who's to say that 7th round pick, they had a 7th round receiver 2 years ago out of Georgia that I liked, Javon Wims. Who's to say they don't get another one of those type of guys late in the draft? You know, with a 7th round or a 6th round you get from them. Well, you know, you never know what those things turn into. So anyway.
All that being said,
yeah.
I have the Bears going 7-9
Ooh.
and missing the playoffs.
Okay.
You can't discount that defense. That defense is just ridiculous.
All right. So
and I love Kyle Fuller. I loved him.
So if you got them going 7-9 and missing the playoffs, who you got winning the division?
I got Minnesota going 14-2. I think finally Dalvin Cook stays healthy.
Ooh, wait a minute.
I think it finally clicks with Kirk Cousins. With those weapons.
You do understand that Kirk Cousins is 5-26 versus winning teams, right? You understand that?
I think it clicks. I think this is the year it finally clicks on.
All right, I'm just making sure you are aware of this. Kyle Shanahan, a wise man, once told me, "Hey, that losing record for a starting quarterback, that shit matters." He said that matters. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. It becomes a mental thing.
Kyle Shanahan's proven to be a better offensive coordinator than head coach. So
granted, I give you that. He hasn't had health. The luck has not been on his side with health. If they stay healthy, that could change this year. We'll see. Jimmy G did not look good yesterday, but that was his first game back. I'm going to reserve judgment on that.
Jimmy G's a super high-end backup quarterback.
We'll see. I'm not willing to write them off. I'm a huge Kyle Shanahan fan, and I've seen him do much better with a lot worse talent. So you give him all this talent, I refuse to believe that he can't find a way to win a bunch of ball games. So we'll see.
I just with that Minnesota defense and Thielen and Diggs, I just think it finally clicks.
Yep.
I was in love with Dalvin Cook coming out of Florida State. I had him heads and shoulders above Leonard Fournette. I think he finally stays healthy. Because he had nagging injuries coming in from Florida State, and it was never really fully healthy.
I was never the biggest Dalvin Cook guy. I thought he was good. I didn't think he was great.
Oh, I love Dalvin Cook. He could catch it out of the backfield. To me, he's heads and shoulders better than Fournette. Fournette runs too high, which is why he's always getting hurt.
Yeah, he does run high, but he's a physical freak.
So I got them going 14-2. I got Green Bay going 11-5.
Okay.
And getting the
wild card
6th seed, the final wild card spot.
Okay. So where do the Lions fall in all of this? Because you got the Bears going 7-9. Where do the Lions fall?
4-12.
Okay.
1-5 in the division. They stink.
I think so
and
too.
I like that defense. Trey Flowers is a big addition. A really good addition, but I do not trust Matt Stafford at all.
To me, he's the least of their worries. They got bigger fish to fry out there. They just don't have enough talent, I don't think. When I look at their roster, I just don't think they got enough. But I could be wrong, man. I mean, we'll see. I like you, think they're not going to be very good this year. I agree. And I'm not a huge fan of Matt Patricia.
You and I were I think it might have just been only me and you 2 years ago. We were both really high on Kerryon Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out of Auburn. And we kept saying it to all the L.A.B fam, and everyone thought we were nuts.
Yep. I was a massive Kerryon Johnson guy coming out of Auburn, and he looks good, man. He looks really good. But I know they got Ty Johnson. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to get rid of Theo Riddick. I just don't. Like, to me, he's still one of the best receiving backs in all of football, and they just thought, oh, we got Ty Johnson now, so we can get rid of him. And cheaper, yes. Younger, yes. But better? No. I didn't like that move, and we'll see. We'll see how all of this works out. Bottom line, we'll see how all of this works out.
I do like their left tackle, Ohio State bias there, and their
of course you do, Taylor Decker. Of course you do.
Shittigan guy, Glasgow. Yeah. And for me to admit I like a Michigan player, they got to be really good. So I do like pieces of their offensive line, but I just don't trust Stafford.
We'll see. It's a lot fundamentally wrong for me with that football team. But if if things fall in place for them and they get hot, it's a doable schedule. That's for sure. They got some games at home that they can win. They got some road games that they could go and steal. If they're a good football team, they got a chance to win 7, 8, possibly 9 games if the ball bounces their way and they stay relatively healthy. But I just don't see it happening, man. I'm with you.
Even if that happens, not in that division.
That's how I feel too. Like, not in that division. How are you gonna get enough wins in the division to even be relevant? You know what I mean? Like you said, they're gonna be 1-5. That sounds about right. 1-5, 2-4, at best 2-4 in the division.
Well, yeah, I got them going 1-5 in the division.
Yep, that sounds about right. So I feel you.
I got them catching Green Bay at home.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So, hey man, I appreciate you, Sean Mack. Y'all make sure y'all check out his channel. Hey, he's starting to put out some content, man. And y'all give my man some love. Sub up, turn the notifications on. Make sure y'all checking out my man Sean Mack, man. Hey, Sean, like I told BE, and I always tell you guys, man, show ain't a show without y'all, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Have a good one. Take care.
Bye.
Bless us. All right. So, he's got the Vikings going 14-2. What in the hell just happened there? I don't know. But I got to call him. Go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Yo, Lou. Speaking with the Black L.A.B, man.
Black L.B. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Pepe?
Hey, man. Chopping it up with the Lab Room fam. Talking about the NFC North. I know you got a lot to say. You already told me I was tripping. I'm here, man. I'm ready to listen, man.
I had to call in. I'm over here dialing like a crackhead over here, man. Listen, first of all, shouts out to you, man. Happy anniversary. Your anniversary is like August 6th or something, man. So I wanted to give a shout out to you on that.
Appreciate it.
You're giving us this good content. So I just want to give you a shout out, man.
Appreciate that.
One love on that.
Appreciate that.
Also, one love to Shizzy Mac for saying that my Vikes is going to go 14-2.
Yeah, man. I don't know where the hell that came from. You don't even think they're going 14-2.
I've been in this Vikings game a long time, so I'm a realist.
Right. I understand, man.
So, I ain't going to give them that. I mean, every year I think we can go 16-0, but, that's every fan of their team. So, my prediction is I'm giving us, we win in the division.
Okay.
At 10-6.
Okay.
Either Green Bay and the Bears gonna go 9-7 or 6-10. I want to put the Packers at 6-10.
Okay.
But since Aaron Rodgers is a quote unquote bad man,
yeah,
he might go 9-7.
Okay.
And I'll stick with your Lions. Who gives a fuck about the Lions? They might go 3-13. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm going with Green Bay going 6-10, man, because as you see, Aaron Rodgers, they got a lot of drama going on with them.
Quietly, they do, man. It's been real quiet because there's so much other drama going on around the league, and nobody's really been paying attention. But there's been a little bit of a, kind of a power struggle in terms of the play calling and, Aaron Rodgers wanting to take a little bit more control of the line of scrimmage, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Let's see what happens.
Exactly. And they say the little drama lends credence to the bigger drama.
Well, hey, look, if there's no bigger drama queen in the league than Aaron Rodgers on the low, but
hey, I know.
Yeah, I know you do. But, we'll see how that goes.
With the Bears, I think that Vic Fangio loss is huge.
I do as well, man. Bears fans trying to just kind of, they're not disrespecting Vic. They got love for Vic. They understand what he was for them. But they trying to make it seem like Chuck Pagano just going to pick up where he left off, and I'm not too sure about that.
Right, because Chuck Pagano left some stuff behind to be, looked for in Indianapolis.
Yeah, so, I'm not the biggest Chuck dude. So,
and with us, I mean, we have our line issues. The line looks good. The Garrett Bradbury signing was huge.
Yeah.
With this year, I'm just looking for Kirk Nephews. I'm looking for something his heart.
You know what?
He showed us he can play.
Yeah.
But I need to see what's in his heart.
That's the thing. I used to question that back in D.C., man. Like, look, Kirk got talent, man. Don't let nobody lie to you and tell you otherwise. Kirk can sling it, man. You give Kirk time, he'll eat some defenses up. But the thing I always worry about with Kirk is when shit gets real, when shit gets tough, You know, is Kirk going like? It was a soundbite that always was disturbing, man.
Right.
When he was in Washington and we were playing against the damn, I want to say it was against. It might have been y'all. I think it might have been y'all. I'm not sure, but you know, he threw a pick. You know, it was an outbreaking route. The receiver didn't come back to the ball all the way, and it was like it was the perfect throw. He didn't come back to the ball. Like, what are you doing right now, bro? Calm down. It's okay. You know what I mean? And like, he would panic in those types of situations, and he's always talking about this damn process. And I'm like, bro, F the process, man. We need a touchdown. We down 5. I'm not thinking about the goddamn process right now. I'm thinking about 75 yards in 1 minute and 7 seconds with 1 timeout. I need it. And you didn't always know if he was going to give you that because he's so process oriented. And I think I've always looked for that because when he was at Michigan State, he just used to go out and ball. Like, it wasn't this process shit. It wasn't, you know, him overthinking stuff, being hyper analytical. It was just Kirk just going out and trying to make plays. And then as he got into the NFL, when he first got into the lineup, it was that same kind of guy. And then as he got the starting job, he became really meticulous. And Sean McVay is huge on the process. And he started talking process shit. And all of a sudden, he started talking crazy, saying stupid shit like, well, you know, it's not about wins and losses, it's about the process. Bruh, do you hear yourself right now?
Exactly.
You're 5-26 versus winning teams. That's that losing talk right there, that process shit they're talking about. You know? So, I worry about him sometimes, man. When shit gets tough, he's not going to throw anybody under the bus. You do know that. He's not going to do that. But when shit gets tough, I'm not always sure that he's going to be able to rise to the occasion. You know what I mean? There were times last year when stuff was going downhill. I saw some bickering on the sidelines between him and some of the receivers, primarily Thielen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where they would be going at each other a little bit. And so,
I remember that game.
Yeah, we all remember that. So I'm anxious to see. I'm rooting for Kirk, man. You know I'm rooting for Kirk because I think he's a good quarterback, and I don't think he gets enough credit. But that whole process shit and you know, that 5-26 is legit, man. That's some real shit. And some of that was, you know, Redskins ain't had defense and all that good stuff. No run game for all of those years in Washington. I get it. And he came out this summer and was like, yeah, that's a team stat. Yeah, I hear you, bro. But, you know, also there's times like the Giants game when he was a Redskin, or last year on the road versus Seattle when you had a shot, you know, and he didn't play well. Or last year at home versus Chicago when you needed it, he didn't play well. Where you say, hey, look, man, the defense kept us in the game. What you do? What you bring to the table?
Well, I think another big facet this year is we got a coordinator who brought in Kubiak.
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski. He brought in Kubiak.
Mm-hmm.
And they're catering the offense to what Kirk does best.
Yeah, play action. Yep.
Bootlegs, get him out the pocket, move him around.
Yep. Change the launching point. Absolutely.
So I think that's going to be a bigger factor in him this year, doing a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like I said, the line is, I think, head over heels better than what we had coming into last year with the signing of Bradbury in the draft.
Yeah.
Kubiak, and I want to say this too, the seat going to get hot for Zimmer this year. That's another reason I think Kubiak is here as whatever he is, offensive counsel.
They gave him some kind of title, right? So that if shit goes sideways, he can become the offensive coordinator.
They can kick Zim right the hell out, slide Kubiak in. So that's why I'm thinking Zim, he's going to have these boys playing, like he got them playing hard every year, but he's going to have them playing even more hard this year.
Oh, whoa. Well, stop. You're not saying they going to get Stefanski the hell out of it. You're saying they going to get...
No, they're going to get Zim out of there.
Zim out of there. Zim out
of there, slide Kubiak in as the coach, since he's already assistant head coach, quote unquote.
Okay.
So Zim already got them. He's gonna have them playing harder this year. Seems how his seat got a lighter up under it now. His seat is getting a little toasty.
Okay. All right.
It ain't scorching.
Nah.
But the burner's on now.
Okay. That's interesting. I haven't heard that angle this off season, but that's really interesting. This was the thing. I always felt like Kubiak never wanted to really be a head coach again after the health scare he had. Because he was in Denver. He won a Super Bowl. I thought that was a nice little cushy job. He played in Denver. Like I just felt like that was the perfect job for him. If he left there, then
I understand, but Louis, when you a coach, it's in the blood.
Yeah, you're right.
Coward still wants to coach. He just waiting for a good opportunity. He even said, if somebody come with me with a good opportunity, I might jump back in that game.
Don't nobody want his ass.
But Kubiak seems how we got such a loaded team, or however the pundits want to put it.
Yeah.
I think he was sliding to that if they get Zim out of there.
Man, that is really fascinating stuff, man. That's...
as soon as I seen Kubiak get hired, I thought that was the first thought that came to mind. Like, Zimba, he better prove something this year.
Yeah, see, I was looking at it. I'm small timing it over here, man. I was on some small fry stuff. I was over here looking at Kevin Stefanski like, bruh, you one and done if you don't get this shit done. And you like, man, to hell with Kevin Stefanski, man. He a small fry, man. We over here going for the Big Mac, man. We going for Zim over here.
That's what I think it's lending to.
Wow. Okay, that's some heavy stuff, man.
And luckily, hopefully our first draft pick from last year, Mike Hughes, hopefully he gets through his injury. They looking like he might be ready by at least week 3, week 4.
Right.
Because our secondary looking kind of thin on the cornerback.
What happened to the Texas boy, Holton Hill? Didn't something happen with him?
Holton Hill, he might get some more games for that low hit that he put on the preseason.
Yeah.
Against one of the receivers. I forget who he was in the Seahawks game.
Yeah. And he already was suspended, right?
Yeah, he's already suspended for 8 games, I believe.
Damn, boy. That was his problem in Texas. He couldn't stay out of trouble, man. Damn.
Yeah, he's got the talent, so I don't know.
Yeah, that was the problem in Texas. I mean, that's why he went undrafted. Because it wasn't the talent. He got size, he got talent. It was just, he was a knucklehead, man.
Right.
Damn.
And, the running game, and that's why we haven't been playing Dalvin Cook, because we don't want him to get no dumb injury in the preseason. So if Dalvin can come back.
You know what? I might be wrong about, because I wasn't a huge fan of the Boise State guy, the running back. He actually he got his ass. I thought he broke his leg.
Maddie. We call him Maddie around here.
Yeah. I thought he broke his damn leg against Seattle the other night, man. That was a nasty hit. I was scared for him.
He's a baller. I've been looking at him in the training camp.
Yeah, he looks a lot better than I gave him credit for. I didn't love the pick when y'all made it, but Alexander's starting to look like, or Maddie as you call him. You say that's what y'all call him, Maddie.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He might actually be a little bit better than I thought. Yeah, he might be better than I thought, man. All right, so y'all winning the division at 10-6. I got us
going an honest 10-6. I got the Bears
at 9-7.
Yep. I got the Pack. I think there's more drama in there than needs to be. Like, I heard you talking about their defense got a little tougher this year.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see it.
Yeah,
everything looks good on paper.
I feel you.
I got them going 6-10, and the Lions, you can give them whatever low total, high loss total, low win total you want. They're just gonna be number 4.
Got you, man. Hey, Black L.A.B, man. You legendary, bro. You legendary, man.
Lou, you the legend, man. Like I said, happy anniversary to you, man.
Hey, appreciate it.
I had to scroll down almost 2,000 videos to get to your first one, man. Seeing it was your anniversary.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Have a good one, man. Take it easy.
Man, scroll.
All right. That's my guy, man. Black L.A.B in the house. Vikings fan. Thinks they're going to win the division at 10-6. Bears 9-7. Got the Pack going 6-10, man. And he just dismissed the Lions like a lot of people are going to do. I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. And I feel bad because I might be the one furthering that agenda. Having people dismiss the Lions because I started it and people are just piggybacking. But maybe people actually feel that way about the Lions. And I'm not the only one. Got a call. Going to go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Alan Atkins, AA.
Hey, what up, AA?
How's it going, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Talking about your division. You a Vikings fan. So let me hear about what you think is going to take place in this division. And I'm assuming you think the Vikings are going to be better than 8-8. So I'd like to hear why.
All right, man. Last year, a lot of things went wrong, just little things, and we still only missed the playoffs by one kickoff. If we had the tackles are solid, which really, I mean, it's hard to get good tackles. If you get average tackles, you're doing good.
You're right. You're right.
Defense, man, that's always awesome. We got Irv Smith. He looks killer.
Mm-hmm.
Madison, bruising back, replaced Latavius Murray.
Yep.
I believe we're 12-4 this year. I think we're winning the division.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to make some noise in the playoffs. Maybe Miami.
Okay. Now, how do you feel about Kirk Cousins?
I like Kirk, man. He freaks out in some of the pressure situations, but I think it's going to click. I got to agree with Sean Mack. I think it's going to click. He's been in here a long time. He's proven time and time again that he's got enough to be a good quarterback.
Right.
Just gets in his own way sometimes.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm rooting for him, man. I hope he does well. I hope it all comes together. And I hope, like you guys say, it clicks this year and it all starts to go well for him. So you got the Vikings at 12-4. What about the rest of the division?
All right, next I got the Packers at 10-6.
Okay. Is that good enough for a
It's
postseason
Aaron
berth?
Rodgers.
Is that good enough for a postseason berth?
Oh, yeah. That's
Okay.
enough for a wild card.
Okay.
Probably 6th seed.
Gotcha.
Maybe play us again in the first round. Do that whole bit again.
Okay.
But we'll win this time.
I got you. All right. What about the Bears?
Oh, the Bears, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh.
2 years ago.
Oh.
Look at them this year.
Oh.
That's what the Bears are this year.
Okay. So they're taking a massive step backwards. That's what you're saying.
Massive step back. I don't think Trubisky's any better than freaking. Oh, I already forgot that loser's name in Jacksonville.
Blake
the
Bortles?
quarterback. He's back up for the
Blake Bortles.
Rams now?
Yeah. Blake Bortles.
Bortles, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Blake Bortles-ish, Christian Ponder-ish.
Oh, man.
And that gimmicky offense, man, that don't sustain. You can't just run gimmick play, gimmick play, gimmick play, gimmick play. The NFL catches up. And leading the division, or leading the NFL in turnovers, that don't sustain. When was the last time that's happened twice in a row?
Yeah, no, you can't get away with that.
Yeah, so I think a little snap to reality. I think they'll bounce back the following year, just like I feel like the Jaguars will bounce back. But them boys went from being the basement Bears for years and years, like the Detroit was doing better than them. To all of a sudden, pow, look at us, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get a reality check this year. Don't get me wrong, Khalil Mack is amazing. Some of their players on defense are amazing. They lost Vic Fangio. They lost their slot corner. Mm-hmm. They lost the safety. Mm-hmm. That matters. That makes a difference.
It does. I agree with you. There are some things that I have to see to believe, which is why I have them 10-6 and not 11-5 or 12-4. But I believe in a couple of things. I believe in the defense. Like you said, Khalil Mack is a monster. Kyle Fuller is awesome. Eddie Jackson is amazing. Roquan Smith is the real deal. Like, it's just too many good players on that defense for them to
That's
take.
what everybody said about Jacksonville last year.
It was different in Jacksonville because you felt like they were on borrowed time with their quarterback with Blake Bortles. You think he's Bortles-ish? I don't think he's that bad. But
I think he's Bortles. Christian Ponder.
We'll see. I mean, this is going to be a make or break year for Mitchell Trubisky. A lot of people, the most money in Vegas was put on Mitchell Trubisky to win the MVP. He's not the odds-on favorite, but the most money has been put on Trubisky to win MVP this year. It's crazy. Like, people are really buying Mitchell Trubisky.
It's so hard to get it. The only one that could possibly walk out with an MVP with the defenses and the NFC North would be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's insane. But I believe in that defense, but I believe in Matt Nagy too. Like, he is so creative coming from that Andy Reid tree.
Gimmick.
It is. It can be gimmicky at times, but if it's gimmicky only if there's no substance behind it. I think there's substance behind what he does. That's the thing.
I just see the Jacksonville Jaguars type fall off, and then next year maybe back into the wild card chat. Plus, I forgot how much jerks fans or Bears
Oh,
fans are
man.
until
Hey,
they
look.
won the division and made a little bit of noise.
Hey, look, man. Those guys have woken the hell up, man. They were asleep. They were in a serious slumber. I mean, they were hibernating. Literally, those Bears were hibernating. Right? They have woken up, and, man, they are smelling themselves. They came out of the woodworks this year. I love it, though. I love it. I love it when the fan base is reinvigorated, man.
And then the Lions, they should have never got rid of their coach. He was 9-7, and they fired him.
I said it 2 years ago. I said it. That was a bad idea then. I still think it was a bad thing and the wrong move. Lions fans came after me because they thought that they could never win with him and that they needed a change. Okay. I said, okay, we're going to see. All right.
Yeah, they got themselves the dumpster man.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
It
We're
looks
going
like
to
he picks up trash on Saturdays and then tries to coach on Sundays.
Oh, man. I can't with you, Double A. I cannot, man. I can't. Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. It's good to chat with you. That's my first time chatting it up with you, man.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yep, you too, man.
Take care.
It easy.
All right, man. That's my man, Double A, man. I've been chopping it up with him in the comment section for the longest. It's the first time getting a chance to talk to him, man. That was a lot of fun. And he's got his Vikings winning the division at 12-4. Packers 10-6 wild card. Got the Bears taking a step back this year. He thinks they're going to be one of the teams like Jacksonville last year, where they took a massive step back after being in the AFC Championship game. So we'll see. That's an interesting take. The last couple of calls have been really, really good calls, really interesting takes. Got to call him and go ahead and take it, though. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking with AJG.
What's going on, AJG?
Oh, I think I agree with most of what you say about the NFC North. I'm an AFC North guy. I'm a Ravens fan.
Okay. We'll be talking that division tomorrow.
But I agree with most of your NFC North predictions, except for Detroit.
Okay.
They're going to do a whole lot better than 3-13.
What do you think they're going to do?
I think they're going to do like 7-9, 8-8.
Okay.
But I agree with everything else. I still think it's going to be Packers, Bears, Vikings.
Okay. And you know what? They could end up being. I mean, they weren't that good last year, and they still won 6 games. So, you know, it could easily be 7-9, 8-8 this year.
The only way I see them doing worse than what they did last year is if Stafford gets injured.
Mm-hmm. And that's. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I don't like their roster. I don't believe in their head coach, but they have some stuff defensively. I think I might be underrating their defense a bit. That's where I think I might have went wrong with them. I don't necessarily feel.
Trey Flowers.
Yeah, they got Trey Flowers. They got big play Slay, Darius Slay. They got Justin Coleman in the slot now. I think I might be underrating their defense just a tad bit. But we'll see. I don't really love what they bring to the table.
This division has 4 playoff contenders in it.
I'm gonna go with 3. But it's that kind of division though, where it wouldn't shock me if either one of those 3 teams that I feel. You said 4. I'm gonna go with 3. Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago. It wouldn't shock me if either one of those teams won a division. I would not be shocked at all whatsoever.
It's like the AFC North 5 years ago. 3 playoff contenders.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it. And the NFC South 2 years ago when they brought New Orleans, Carolina, and Atlanta in.
Yep. It could be that type of division. It wouldn't shock me if all 3 of those teams made the postseason. I don't think it's going to take place, but it would not shock me in the least if all 3 of those teams went 10-6 or better and made it to the postseason. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't.
I guess the only reason why 3 teams wouldn't make it is because the rest of the NFC is stacked. Because there's at least two playoff contenders in every division.
Yeah. You know what I think it's going to hinge upon? How good the AFC West is, because that's who they play. If the AFC West is good, then there's no way these 3 teams are going to make the postseason. If the AFC West isn't good, and let's just say it's just Kansas City that's any good, and the Raiders are the Raiders, the Chargers take a step back, and the Broncos aren't as good as I think they're going to be, They could get fat and feast off of that division and turn around and you look up and all, there are 3 teams that are 10-6 or better in this division.
True.
So
Kansas City is going to be a threat to
Absolutely.
all 4 teams.
absolutely.
The Chargers might take a step back if Melvin Gordon doesn't play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Broncos will do better than what they did last year with signing of Vic Fangio and adding Joe Flacco. But the Raiders are still going to take double-digit losses most likely.
I think so too.
Even with Antonio Brown.
I think so as well. But they look good in the preseason. But the preseason is the
Yeah,
preseason.
they look good in the preseason.
Yeah, preseason is the preseason for the reason. But I tell you this much, I would love to hear from you tomorrow because we're talking your division tomorrow. That's another division that's got 3 legitimate teams in it that could easily make the postseason. That's going to be.
As a Ravens fan, the Steelers still scare me, and the Browns are going to be the biggest threat out of all 3 of them.
I can't wait to talk that division tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun, man. But AJG, man, appreciate you, man. Have a great night.
Thanks, Louie. You too.
Hey, no doubt. All righty. Sean says, Phenomenon is in the building. He's in the building. Gio Bove says, how do we call in? Numbers up there, Gio. All right. Sean Mack, got you already. JP says, I'll be calling in shortly. Got a lot to say about this division, so I'll grab some popcorn because I'll be, oh, wow. Hopefully you'll get in before we get out of here. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Q-Bone.
What up, Q?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Lou? What's up?
Nothing much, man. Talking NFC North.
NFC North,
Yep. What you got for me, man?
It's kind of looks to me like, look, I'll just say this. I'm not a big fan of the Bears this year. I think the loss of Vic Fangio, I think they're going to take a step back because of that.
Okay.
Now, how far of a step? Maybe at best. I think they're a wild card team.
Okay.
And then, in terms of who I think is going to win this division, to me, I don't feel comfortable saying Green Bay.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable saying Minnesota. I sure as hell don't feel comfortable saying Detroit. And I don't feel comfortable saying Chicago. That's how I feel about this division.
Okay.
If you force me to choose one, I'll say Minnesota.
Okay.
Because I like their overall roster.
Okay. So I said this on the last call, that it wouldn't shock me if either one of those 3 teams won in Chicago, Minnesota, or Green Bay, won the division. It wouldn't. I can see any one of those teams winning the division.
If you ask me for an order, I'll go Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit. That's
Okay.
the order.
All right. Why you got Chicago taking a step back?
Yeah, I got Chicago taking a step back.
Why? Oh, you already told me because you said you think the loss of Vic Fangio is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. That makes a lot of sense, man. I love Vic Fangio. Think he's gonna do wonders for the Denver Broncos and their defense.
I think he did wonders in Chicago these last few years.
Yes,
they
he
were
did.
slowly getting better and better and better under John Fox as their head coach, and then all of a sudden, bam!
Yep.
There comes that elite defense that we saw last year.
Yeah.
So I think without Vic Fangio, I mean, they obviously still have that talent, but I just don't think they're going to be as good.
Yeah. I feel you on that, man. I really do. I really, really do, man. It'd be interesting.
And there's really, I guess, nothing else I really need to say about this division. It's just how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this division as a whole is that exciting this year. But anyway, I'm going to let you go, man.
Appreciate you.
Nice chatting with you.
Hey, have a good one. Drive safe, man.
Oh, yeah, trust me. I just missed my exit.
Yeah, see, there you go. Tripping.
You distracted me. Oh, don't worry. I'll be all right, though. I know my way around town. You have a good one, Lou.
Likewise, man. Oh, man. I disagree with that, though. I actually think this is going to be an exciting division to watch. In past years, and not last year, but, years previous when the Bears weren't any good and the Lions were the Lions, I wasn't that enthralled with this division. I've been captivated by this division the last few years. With Minnesota's uprising and getting Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers and the Bears all of a sudden being a really good team and a threat in the NFC conference. I think this division is actually a really, really fun division to watch now. So I disagree with that. I got a call. Going to go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Yo, what's up, Lou? It's your boy Tones, man.
What's good, Tones? First, hold on. Time out. Before I even get into the content tonight, where's your content at, bro? You told me the last time I spoke to you.
Hey, bro. I'm uploading as we speak.
Okay. I was about to get in your ass because pause.
I uploaded something last night, bro.
Okay.
Upload something right now.
All right.
On the phone with you, upload a video.
Okay. I just had to make sure because I'm like, man, this man told me that he was gonna have content for us last week. He's like, yo, I got this content, and I know you got some stuff going on. You've been busy, you know what I mean. You got a lot of stuff going on. I get it. You've been out of town and all of that stuff. You shaking and moving. I know how it go. I just said, if the man told me he was gonna have content, I need the content. I just need the content. That's it.
I got you. I'm uploading right now.
All right, bro. Bet.
I've been planning engagement parties. You got engaged and all that.
I know. That's what I said. I know you a busy man. You got a lot going on. You've been out of town, back and forth, running around. So I know how it go, man. Life happens, bro. I just said, the man told me he was gonna bless us with some content. I just need the content. That's it. That's all.
I'll say no more. It's coming. It'll be uploaded by the end of the night.
Sounds good. All right, man. So talk to me about the NFC North.
By the way, go watch that. There you go. Boom. That.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So bless us with this NFC North talk, man. Break it down for me.
Look, man. I don't know what's up with y'all on this Packers hype. On this Vikings hype. The Bears are not going nowhere.
Okay.
Not going nowhere.
Okay.
First off, I get some people's point about the whole Vic Fangio loss.
Mm-hmm.
That it's a hefty loss. I'm not saying it's not a big loss. I'm not stupid. It's a big loss. We're like, Chuck Pagano can't coach defense.
Yeah, he can coach some defense. I'm not saying he can't.
If we are like Chuck Pagano can't coach defense.
Right. I mean, that's what he was before he got the head coaching job, right?
It's Khalil Mack. Huh?
That's what he was before he got the head coaching job. He was a defensive coordinator.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Let's pipe down the downgrade. It's a downgrade, but let's pipe down the downgrade a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They still got Eddie Jackson, the Mac attack. Get that to a quarterback.
That's right.
And getting hella sacks.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Cal Fuller, these boys, they got so much time defensively. They got so much time defensively. I can go coach that damn defense. God dang. So much damn talent on that defense. Sheesh.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
But
it's dripping.
Eddie Goldman, these boys, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I have the Bears winning division. All that being said,
Mm-hmm.
I do have them winning division. Repeat as NFC North champions. I don't have them going nowhere. But where they belong as NFC North champions.
Okay.
I'm gonna give them 11 wins.
Okay.
11-5.
Sounds good.
11-5, 10-6. You can flip it any way you want to flip it. Next, I do have the Packers and Vikings tied for second. With the Vikings bringing the tiebreaker. So I think they will actually sweep Green Bay this year, believe it or not. I have both of them at 9-7.
All right.
And then finally, I had the Lions being total garbage, as everyone else does, at 4-12.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now I'm gonna explain the Packers because I know a lot of people had the Packers win the division. I know a lot of people had the Vikings win the division. Now my thing with the Vikings is, same with you. We know this quarterback very, 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 very intimately.
Yes.
He's a former Redskin. We know this guy.
Yes.
I love Kirk Cousins, but it just seems like when games get tight, the palms get sweaty, he makes too many damn errors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he'll give you a game-winning drive once or twice a season.
Yeah.
Other 2 times in the situation, he gonna throw a pick and cause you a pause back.
Yeah.
I.e. the Giants game a couple years back.
Right.
Right. I.e. the Seattle game last year for Minnesota.
Yep.
Like you said. So I just think that Minnesota is a really good football team, but I think some of these closely contested
games. They're going to lose them because of Kirk. I'm sorry. I love Kirk, but that is what it is. And as for the Packers, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. That man's a bad man. Bad man.
Bad man. Bad man.
But the damn receivers outside Devontae Adams, who in the hell are they? I like their tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
I like their tight ends a lot. But who the hell are these receivers, bro?
I mean, Geronimo!
Well, we know Geronimo Allison. Yeah.
Hey, after him, it's a bunch of young.
No.
It's a bunch of young dudes, man. It's a bunch of young guys.
Young dudes, young talented guys. So don't get it wrong, but can Aaron Rodgers elevate all those guys' games? Like, I know he's done it. He's still in his prime, technically speaking, but can he actually elevate these guys? And the defense, I got a lot of questions about their defense now. They spent a lot of money on a certain player that we know intimately, another former Redskin. They only had 4 sacks last year. Can create a lot of pressure, but never gets home. And I think getting guys like Darius Smith and Preston Smith are going to cost them big time. So they don't have an elite pass rusher. They have a lot of solid guys, but no one guy you have to double team.
Right.
So I think that's the issue. I love them picking up Amos. I think that's a huge pickup.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge loss for the Bears too, by the way.
Yes, it is. I agree.
Amos is going to be huge for that secondary. I like that secondary. I like that secondary a lot. With Alexander and Jackson, and you add Adrian Amos to that secondary. That secondary is going to be damn good. But I have to see them be able to get to the quarterback consistently before I think the Packers can make any type of noise.
Yeah, look, man.
That's how you win in this league. You win through the passing game, protecting the quarterback, and win through the passing game, and you win by rushing the other team's passer. I'm not sure that Darius Smith and Preston Smith and
if you believe Pro Football Focus, I don't. But if you do, Preston Smith was like one of the highest pressure rate guys in the league, man.
You know, I do use Pro Football Focus to a certain extent. I do watch the film afterwards, and I had to watch film. He's a Redskin. I know this guy. He's a former Redskin. I know this guy. And I've seen too many opportunities for Preston to get the damn quarterback, and he does not get home, and that is a problem. And with Jadarius, he'll bring pressure, but on a few occasions he doesn't get home. Mm-hmm. And getting pressure is cool and all, but you gonna get home when it was a fourth quarter, 3 minutes to go, it's 3rd and 16. You need to go sack the quarterback. You bring pressure, but you can't get home. Quarterback hits whoever for a 17-yard gain, keeps their drive alive, they win the game. That will happen sometimes with this Packers defense. I believe. It's gonna cost them a game or two.
Yeah.
So that's why the Packers are not so. And then finally, the lines are trash. We're not talking about that.
You said they are.
I'm not.
You got to answer to this. Hold on. You said the Lions are in rebuilding mode. Time to move Matt, bro.
Matt Stafford. No. I don't think the Lions should move Stafford. I think Stafford should win out. Let me rephrase that.
Okay, all right. You said time to move Matt, bro. Like, hey, get him out of there.
He needs to be out of Detroit. He needs to beg them to get him the hell out of Detroit. That team is absolute trash. Garbage.
He's not going to do that, and he's not going anywhere.
They're back. So, yeah, if I'm Matt Stafford, man, I'm begging them. Just send him to a franchise that needs a quarterback. This is a quarterback away. Just get me out of here. I can't do this.
I think they're gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. I think as well. All right, man. So as I often do, let me shout him out, man. Protect Sports on YouTube. Check out his channel. Check out his blog on Weebly.com. And sub him up. Turn on the notifications. It's actually some really good content, man. Y'all, this man knows his stuff. Don't sleep on him. My man Tones, man. Go ahead and plug your stuff before you go, bro.
Huh?
Go ahead and plug your stuff before you go, man.
Yeah, man. Like you said, man, go check me out on YouTube, man. Protect Sports. It's the same as my channel name. The channel name, same the name in the chat. You can go click, subscribe, turn on post notifications. You won't miss a video. Whole bunch of sports content, but also I'm gonna be kind of like sprinkling a little personal stuff too, like a couple maybe a personal vlog once the blue moon. So You guys want to go check it out, bro, go check it out. Also, my blog on Weebly.com is also Protect Sports. I post usually 3 to 4 times a week on the blog, and I'm going to try to get 2 videos a week on the channel. So, yeah, go check it out, bro. It's lit over here. We better go crazy with this content, and we going to make it happen.
I would fully endorse this dude, but I just found out recently that he's an iPhone user. He's an Apple guy.
Oh, my God.
Gotta get him the hell out of here, man. Get
God.
off of my phone right now.
Stop it.
Get off of my line now.
Hey. If I switch to Galaxy, you going to endorse me?
Yes.
All right, say no more.
Get you an Android, man.
All right, I'm listening when I switch over.
Yes, please. All right, man. Toes, get out of here, man.
All right, bro. Take it easy, man.
All right, likewise. All right. Sean Mack says, remember, I'm a huge Jim Caldwell guy as well. You know, we were both not happy with the decision to get rid of Jim Caldwell. It hasn't worked out yet. We'll see. Again, I don't want to kill Matt Patricia yet. He's only in year 2. I can't stand when people jump to conclusions on players early on in their careers and coaches as well. Got to give him an opportunity to see what he's capable of. I didn't love what I saw in year 1, but year 1 is year 1. I think we've kind of gotten spoiled with all of these coaches coming in and having success right away in year 1. Got to give these guys an opportunity to get their players in there and figure things out. So we'll see what happens with him in Detroit. But nonetheless, I got to call him and take it. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
It's your boy, Nick. What's good, Lou?
What's going on, Nick, at night?
Not much, bro. I was trying to call for a minute. The lines were busy as hell.
Hey, man, you know how it gets sometimes, man. It get hot. The lines get hot, bruh.
We ain't lying, but I was about to, you know how you brought up the Trubisky, had all the bets for the MVP vote before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. I was like, what in the hell are these people on? This man, the same dude that go out there, complete like 62% of his passes, throw for like $122 with like 1 touchdown, like 2 picks, and people be going crazy.
Hey, look, man. I think it's a combination of they saw games like last year versus Tampa when he went off for 6 touchdowns, and they're like, yo,
ain't going off against Tampa, bro.
Hey, I understand, Nick. I'm just telling you what the people saw, man.
You got the same Bears fans over here be talking about how Kirk Cousins is cheap, but when he lights up the damn Packers to keep us in the game, when just piece of shit Daniel Carlson couldn't make 1 out of 3 field goals,
right?
Or when he goes and lights up the damn
Rams on a Thursday night,
and now our defense couldn't do shit, but no one want to talk about that.
Right. Now, I'm with you 110%, man. I think they got more confidence in Matt Nagy's ability to make him good. And that's where I stand on Mitchell Trubisky. I'm not necessarily the biggest Mitchell Trubisky guy. I'm more in the camp of, hey, man, Matt Nagy is nasty. Like,
yeah, Matt Nagy. To me, like, if you have to rank the quarterbacks in the division, to me, Mitch Trubisky the worst one.
Yeah, I don't. You're not saying much by saying that though. Like all of the other 3 are established veterans that have done it. And when I say done it in terms of Kirk almost threw for 5,000 yards and put a team on his back and took him to the playoffs before. Like Mitchell Trubisky has never had to do that.
Hell, he damn near took us to the playoffs too with the damn 30 ranked O line. But again, they wanted to blame him all the time. But we didn't get a single rushing touchdown till like week 8 of the damn season.
Right. I mean, but that's what Kirk's had to put up with. And the reason Kirk gets so much...
The only time he had a run game was like his rookie year when he wasn't even starting.
Right. The bottom line is everyone's going to always come back to, hey, bro, you 5-26 versus winning teams. I
get that.
Until he overcomes that, and it's not all him. And like he said, that's a team stat. And while you're on one hand, you're right. On the other hand, of those 26 losses... I get, and he also said something else, and this is the shit that really pisses people off. In that comment, he also said, and how many of those games was I, the favorite on the quarterback of the team that was favored?
Yeah, you can't have that mindset.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking about, bro? That shit don't matter.
Hey, that's that soft shit.
Exactly, and that's why people feel the way they feel about Kirk, because it's that kind of mindset right there, that kind of soft shit. That people are like, see, that's why you ain't gonna never win nothing. Right there, that kind of mentality right there, that mindset. That's what's gonna get you beat.
Even though our defense like, it wasn't as good as we used to. And I think here's the reason why. I think because we was ranked 30th in the O-line, we couldn't move the goddamn ball. So we were constantly punting the ball over and over again. So the defense was on the field damn near the whole game.
Right.
So, like, a lot of people were mad at Xavier Rhodes, and they wanted us to trade him. See, I didn't think he was that bad. He battled injuries like he always does.
What?
But if you look at his numbers, he only gave up one more touchdown and one less interception. People be talking about he was trash.
That's crazy talk, man.
You know damn well every team in the league can get Xavier Rhodes. Every damn team's gonna take him.
Yeah, no, that's crazy talk. Whoever
Yeah,
said
there was people on Twitter talking about trading. I was like, y'all dumb as hell.
Yeah, no, you can't. Those are the types of fans you just say, "Oh, okay," and you just.
I was like, you want to trade anyone? I was like, I think Trey Waynes is overrated as hell. He rely on his speed too damn much. I was like, trade him.
Right.
I
think
ain't gonna re-sign him anyway.
That's what I'm about to say. You've been drafting corners because I don't think you plan on resigning him anyway.
What we were supposed to do was we were gonna try and move. I think we were gonna try and play Mackenzie Alexander on the outside. He was pretty good. I remember I told you I thought he was gonna be good.
Yeah.
Like, sure, he don't pick the ball like he was telling me. Remember when he was coming out of Clemson? He said you don't get any interceptions.
Yeah.
But I look at it as like, hell, you ain't gotta get no interceptions. As long as you're denying the receiver the ball, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right. So I thought they drafted Mike Hughes to be the guy on the outside.
Yeah, no, they were gonna have like, I think they were gonna like rotate between both of them playing to the slot and outside and see who was better on the outside. Obviously, if you ask me who I would put on the outside because of height and size, I would put Mike Hughes on the outside.
Gotcha.
But obviously, he's got my biggest concern about the team. A lot of Vikings fans' biggest concern is the O-line.
Right.
See, I think of course our O-line ain't the greatest. But I'm looking at it as like improved, and we got depth on it through the draft. We got Bradbury, we got Drew Samia, and Big Udo dude, the big huge dude.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I was like, and you signed Josh Klein. I was like, they clearly a lot better than they was before, so they ain't gonna be 30th or worse. You ain't gonna be like, even if we're just mid-tier, I think. If you look at and go 8-7-1 with a 30th ranked O-line, to me that's absurd. Anyways, most teams when they have the 30th ranked O-line are pure trash. They win like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, no, y'all got a legitimate shot at getting back to what y'all were. I want to see. There's a number of things I want to see take place. I want to see the defense be dominant again because you were up and down last year, and
compared to what we normally are, I thought we was up and down because the damn offense couldn't stay on the field. Is the reason why I thought it was.
I felt like some of it was the situation with Everson Griffin. I think that really hurt you.
Yeah, he only played 11 games. Yeah, he had that.
Yeah.
The first 2 games because of his personal issues that he had or whatever. Depression.
I just felt like that whole situation kind of had the defense in flux.
Yeah, because he's the vocal leader of the defense.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I felt like it kind of had y'all kind of, dazed a little bit and confused at times.
Yeah, because you got other guys trying to step up and take over that role, and everyone kind of be like looking at each other like, well, makes you think you guys can take over that role, and not me. Like, they had that maybe a little bit of ego to them, I'm gonna say, I guess.
Yeah. And then you had your coach having a power struggle with his offensive coordinator. It just was too much going on last year. So
yeah, it was not a good year, that's for sure. I definitely like Gary Kubiak though. The zone blocking scheme gonna help out a lot because most of our damn old lineman guys are athletic guys anyway, so they can get up to the second level.
Yeah, I remember we had that conversation, and you were saying certain guys didn't fit your team because
I think Sean Mack keep telling me Pat Elfine's good. I think this dude is cheap. He is trash, bro. He's been getting creamed in the preseason too. Like, he got blown by 3 times a day. Honestly, I think literally the best person on our offensive line is the Brian O'Neill guy that was a rookie last year. This dude was pretty damn good.
No, he played his ass off last year out of Pitt.
He the best one.
Out of Pitt, man, I was actually really surprised.
Yeah,
remember we were joking last year that he was going to be another T.J. Clemens. You were hoping he wasn't going to be another.
I was pissed with that pick because I thought it was like a guy, like we needed a starter to plug right away. I thought he was going to be like a guy that needed 2 to 3 years to develop into that position. But he played damn good.
Man, he played his ass off last year, and he looks damn good, man. I was actually pleasantly surprised at how well he played. And
the only concern I got about people, like I was saying before, how most people are concerned about the offensive line. I'm concerned about the damn cornerback depth to start the season because like you were talking about before, Holden Hill suspended for the A game.
Yeah.
When you were talking about that fine too for that tackle the other day, that one was kind of BS though, because like it was definitely a helmet to helmet, but the quarterback slid so damn late he didn't have a choice because he was already like.
You know, a lot of times that's how those penalties go, man. It's just crazy how they go.
And obviously we got Mike Hughes out. I don't know when he's going to be ready because he's still recovering from the ACL injury. It's like all we have for cornerbacks right now is obviously we got Wayne, we got Rhodes, we got Mack, and then we got like whoever the hell is Benny, whatever the hell his name is that we signed. I don't even know what his name is. And like Craig James and somebody else. I was like, that's trash, bro. Let them guys get back.
Yeah, hey man. Damn, I wish we would have played y'all in the first couple weeks of the season, man. Try to take advantage of that.
I think for the Bears though, I think the Bears take a step back, like mostly because like the numbers their defense put up last year, like with the turnover battles and the sack, they had 50 damn sacks and 36 takeaways. How the hell they gonna repeat something like that again, bro?
I mean, what Khalil did last year was insane, but he's capable of doing that again. And a lot of them takeaways.
He could get a lot of sacks. He ain't getting 50 sacks himself, and I don't know about no 36 takeaways.
Well, I'm not saying he's gonna get 50 by himself, but when you got to focus on a guy like him, and it takes away from the focus on other players. Like Akeem Hicks played out of his gourd last year, but that's kind of the byproduct of you got to double team Khalil Mack. You got to slide protection to Khalil Mack.
Man is a beast. I'm still mad at the Raiders for trading him.
And so that frees up other guys to do damage, man. And I really look at them as a defense. It's just so many. It's so many good players on that defense.
Yeah, they got a lot of them. The freaking linebacker core is good. Their damn secondary is good.
It's just they loaded on defense, and
I don't like their offense though. I do like David Montgomery. David Montgomery was honestly my favorite running back in the draft.
I think they got some stuff, man. I think
Trey Burton's pretty good too. I like Trey Burton, but I don't like Mitch Trubisky, so I ain't worried about their offense.
Look,
but I honestly got so far. I got the Vikings. I got at the most. I put the most because I think that obviously I'm a little bit of a homer. So the most I said 12-4, but realistically, I think we went anywhere from like 10 to 11.
You said no worse than 10 though. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for the Bears, I actually got the Bears going 8-8.
Okay. Well, you got Green Bay.
I got the Packers. I got them 10-6, right behind us.
Okay. They making the playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they got some damn problems too with like Rodgers getting mad at Matt LaFleur already. Like this man is a diva, bro. He be bitching at everybody.
That's what I talked about earlier, man. Aaron be on some others, and once you get on his shit list, it's a wrap. Like
because like obviously they want to have the audibles and all that set at the line already, and Rodgers like, oh hell no. He's like, I'm gonna do what I got to do it. Which I don't blame him. How is Rodgers? Who the hell are you gonna question Rodgers for?
I just hope that shit works, cause.
But I hate their outside of outside of Devontae Adams and the running back, their offense sucks.
I love the tight end position. I think that Aaron's gonna really take advantage of Jay Sternberger and Jimmy.
I forgot about Sternberger. Yeah, Sternberger is nice.
Yeah, I think they're gonna utilize the tight ends a lot more this
year. You already know how I feel about Rashawn Gary. I'm a damn Michigan fan. I thought that pick was stupid as hell. I thought Chase Winovich was better than him.
I want to see how they use him. I'm not a Rashawn Gary guy. Neither one of us were. I want to see how they use him before I reserve judgment. I'm not. He claimed that they didn't use him right at Michigan. Okay, we're gonna see. All right, we're gonna see.
A lot of people think the Packers are gonna have like a top 10 defense.
I don't know where they get that from.
No top 10 defense for sure.
I don't know where they get that from. I think they have a chance to be vastly improved.
I like their two corners though. I like Jair Alexander's nasty.
Yeah.
And Josh Johnson's pretty good.
I think they're gonna be fine defensively. I don't think they're gonna be elite. You know what I mean? So.
I hear you. And then for the Lions, I got them going. I got them winning 4 games, but honestly, could see them winning like 6 too.
Yeah, I can see that 6 or 7, max.
I thought the Danny Amendola signing was dumb as hell.
But that's what they do. they do the Patriot thing. That's what they're gonna do. Every ex-Patriot player he can get his hands on, that's what he's gonna try to do.
This man like 33 coming off like a 1 touchdown season.
He wasn't good in Miami last year, but
I do like their 2 receivers though. I like Galladay and Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones was a bit banged up last year.
He was.
He's pretty damn good.
He was.
Sometimes, a lot of them corners that Xavier Rose be locking down. This man Marvin Jones be putting it on him sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, look, Marvin when he's right, that boy can ball, man.
Yeah, he's nice.
It was crazy because I was hearing a lot of Lions fans talking about trading him, but
Marvin, really?
Yeah, I heard a number of fans saying, they didn't think he was going to be around in a couple of years, and so why not trade him, try to get something for him? But when he's right, man,
he's good, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, Darius Slay is good. Like, they got some pieces, and didn't they sign D Ford too?
No, they signed Trey Flowers.
Okay,
yeah. They got some stuff, but it's just like it's like a hodgepodge.
They don't have enough, yeah.
It's like a hodgepodge, man. It's not like it doesn't get you excited. It's just like, man, oh yeah, he's good and he's good.
Yeah, it's like that team that's like not real bad, but it's like meh. Like it's like
yeah,
okay.
Exactly. They're just meh. That's how I feel about them. So
how I feel about the damn Packers.
Yeah, but you still got them going 10-6 though.
I mean, I got to. I can't do them dirty.
Hey, Nick, man, that was fun. I knew you was gonna come up here and talk about your squad and talk about what you thought was gonna happen this year. And this division, I wouldn't be shocked if either one of these 3 teams, Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago,
like how we were saying the NFC South the other day.
Yep.
I think our division arguably damn near one of the best in the league too.
To me, the only reason I don't view it as such is because the Lions bring it down a bit. But still, even getting past the Lions, with those 3 teams, I still think that there is a chance that, and I talked about this with a couple of callers ago, that if the AFC West is trash, and y'all can stockpile wins against that division, this easily could be a division where 3 teams get in the postseason, man. Straight up.
I could see that too, to be honest with you. I can definitely
straight up. I can see, one team going 11-5 and the other 2 going 10-6, and all 3 of them making the postseason. I really can see it.
I can definitely see that too.
So we'll see what happens, man. But hey, Nick, man, appreciate it, bro, man. Blessings.
No problem, bro. You have a good one. Easy.
Yep, likewise. So, with that being said, I think we're going to get out of here. Let's get to some more comments real quick. Let's see. People wishing me happy anniversary. That's crazy. I forgot that I started in August of 2012, I believe it was my first year, 2012, August of 2012. It's been that long, man. 7 years. It's crazy how time flies. Let's see. Likely Phenomenon says, on the low, and on the high key, Aaron Rodgers is a crybaby. I got a call. This is going to be my last call of the night. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Louie T, this is JP. What's going on, man?
What's up, JP?
Sorry it took so long. The lines are busy as hell.
Man, that's what I heard, man. I heard the lines was on fire tonight, man.
It is. Man, the NFC North. This is one of my favorite divisions in football, honestly, and it's the oldest division of football, going back to like the 20s, 30s, 40s, somewhere around there.
And that's why they playing those 2 teams, Green Bay and Chicago, on that Thursday night instead of the New England Patriots, because it's the 100th anniversary of the NFL, and that's the oldest rivalry in football. So that's to your point.
Yep, that's right. 100th season, 100 years of NFL football, and we're going to get it in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. All right, so talk to me about this division. What do you got happening in this division? And tell me a little bit, because I know you like to give us a breakdown of each team, so we all ears, man. Break this division down.
All right. All right. First off, before I get to the season, I just got to say, we got a lot of Packer fans. I'm honestly not buying the Packers this year, to be honest. I know you got them being number one in the division. I'm not really buying it. I mean, I know you got Aaron Rodgers, a.k.a. the Bad Man.
Bad man. Bad man.
He's going to be wearing that gold jacket in a few years in Canton.
Yep.
I think he's one of the great quarterbacks. I know he gets a lot of hate for being a diva, but come on. Who wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers on their team, your team, right?
Right. Absolutely. No,
I know
right.
I would.
Spot on.
To be honest, I don't not. Well, anyway. To be honest, I'm not buying Green Bay this year for a couple reasons. One, he's already at Matt LaFleur's throat. They just hired Matt LaFleur as head coach at the end of the season after Mike McCarthy got shown the door after they lost to Arizona. They're already at each other's throats. I mean, you said it on the call on the other call that once you get on Aaron Rodgers' shit list, it's over for you.
Yeah.
And it really surprises me that, and not to mention their offense has been sucking really bad in training camp. I mean, Matt LaFleur, I think he had to end a couple of practices because the offense was so bad, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I'm not sure. I didn't read that, but that could be true. I just know it hasn't been the smoothest transition for those two this off season in the camp.
No, it hasn't. They do have some talent. I do like Devontae Adams. I think he's the top 10 wide receiver in this league.
Right.
He's a guy that Aaron Rodgers loves to throw the ball to. I like Jimmy Graham. He was a ghost last year. I was looking for him on the milk carton all season. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm. You know what? After a couple of years in Seattle, I was like, Jimmy isn't what he used to be. So I didn't have big expectations for him in Green Bay. I thought he would be a little bit better than what he was last year, but I really think the addition of Jay Sternberger is going to help him get more targets in that offense. I really believe that to be the case.
I do too. I like Jimmy Graham. I loved him when he was a Saint. I enjoyed watching him getting the ball from Drew Brees. I mean, he had Russell Wilson. I thought that would put him in the Super Bowl conversation. It didn't really pan out until like his last couple years in the league.
Yeah.
And then now he goes to Green Bay, and like I said, he was a ghost last year. I think he'll be much better. It really all depends on how they use him. If they use him the same way he did last year, he's not going to be there very long.
Right.
I do like him. I think Rodgers is going to find him a little bit more.
Yep.
I do like their offensive line. Their offensive line can give Rodgers protection. I think they need a couple of things. They need a couple of pieces. Their defense. I don't know where these dopes got the Packers being a top 10 defense.
Yeah,
I don't know what kind of crack they're smoking right now. I just don't know.
I don't know about that one. I think that they can be vastly improved, but throwing them in the top. I don't even know if they're going to be top half of the league, but they'll be a formidable defense. They'll be good enough to give them a shot in most ball games. They won't be horrible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like David Bakari, their linebacker. I think he's a talent. I think he really came into his own last year on that defense after Muhammad Wilkerson got injured. To be honest, you talked that you were not a big Rashawn Gary guy during the draft process. I don't think he's that bad, to be honest. I do think that he needs to be. I do think he needs to be a little bit more concentrated. You can see sometimes. I watched him a little bit at Michigan. You could see that he could be a little bit lost on the line sometimes. I think he'll be better. It depends on how healthy he is. I do think he needs to lose some weight though, because this dude could potentially. He's listed as a defensive end, but this dude continues to gain weight. They could be listing him as a nose tackle by the time by his third or fourth year in the league.
I want to see how they use him in Green Bay. I'm a reserve judgment. I'm not a Rashawn Gary fan, but I'm a reserve judgment on him. I want to see how they use him.
Yeah, I like their corners. I like Jair Alexander, Josh Jackson. I think I like Darnell Savage too. He could potentially be a Savage.
Yeah.
He was pretty good at Maryland. I would have liked the Skins to take him maybe in the second round.
Yeah. Well, he didn't make it.
I did not think he was going to go in the first round.
Yeah, he didn't make it.
I mean, for him to go in the first round as quick as he, even though he was like in the 20s, was pretty impressive. I think he's got some talent. I think he's a hard hitter.
Yeah.
He's got pretty good ball skills. He's got good instincts for safety. But the rest of that defense, and to be honest, Muhammad Wilkerson got hurt last year.
Mm-hmm.
Did they even resign him, or is he still on the market?
I do not believe he has signed with anyone yet. He will be a free agent until I think teams are able to make sure he's healthy, one. And two, I think, remember, that was a 1-year deal in Green Bay. And that was a prove-it deal because he didn't have a great ending to his, Jets career. So that was supposed to be one of those, get back on track, have a major, massive year, parlay that into his final contract, big contract, maybe a 3-year, similar to Malik Jackson's 3-year, $30 million deal in Philadelphia, one of those type of deals. And he got hurt, and it wouldn't shock me if he never played another down in the NFL because, the word out on the street was...
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. When he got hurt in the Redskins game, week 3, my heart really broke for him. The dude finally I felt like the dude finally had a place where he could feel right at home. I did not think he was going to get injured that quickly.
No,
I'm not going to lie. My heart broke for him last year. But
no one did.
But anyway, I've got predictions.
Okay.
And I'm going to give a breakdown of each team, and then I'll probably be on a while, but I'm going to let you get to the other callers as soon as I can. Predictions. I was talking about Bears last year and how they were going to be good.
Yep.
I was not wrong.
No, you were right. You were spot on about that. You were one of the few, if not the only person, thinking the Bears were going to be any good last year. So definitely credit to you for that.
Yeah, and the fact that they got Khalil Mack right before the season started only
that's the thing we couldn't anticipate, man. That was the thing that nobody could anticipate because he literally was good for 2 wins last year, straight up by himself. He was that good.
Absolutely. I think to be honest, I think Khalil Mack, I think he's good for 3, maybe 4 wins. On his impact alone.
I don't
because
disagree
you don't
with
these guys don't come on trees.
Well,
you saw how dumb the Raiders were to get rid of him last year. They refused to pay him. Were paying all these randoms, and then they didn't even have enough money for their best player, probably the best Raider they've ever had in almost in forever. Mm-hmm. Bo Jackson, I believe.
Yeah, that just didn't make any sense.
Neither did. Yeah. Anyway, I got the Bears going. I think I'm gonna surprise you, Lou. 13-3. Bears with Mitchell Trubisky, my boy, wins MVP.
Hey, we talked about that earlier on the show, man. Like people in Vegas are throwing out stupid money over Mitch for the MVP.
Yeah, I like him. And he did great under Matt Nagy last year. I mean,
he did. I thought he played well at times. Thought he played well at times.
Yeah, he played well. He played really well. I really think the Bears are going to take a big step forward, but I do think the loss of Vic Fangio will hurt them just a little bit. I still think their defense is top 10, maybe top 5 in the league.
Okay.
I mean, you can't not love that talent they have on that defense.
Right.
You just can't.
Right.
Okay, and so I've got Minnesota. I've got them 11-5, 12-4.
Okay.
And to be honest, they're the only 2 teams that are going to make it this year.
Okay.
In the NFC North, I don't think 3 teams are getting it.
Gotcha.
Chicago and Minnesota. That's it.
Okay. So what do you have? What do you got Green Bay doing?
8-8. 7-9, 8-8 at best. Like I said before, I'm just not buying Green Bay this year. I'm just not.
Got you. And what
not
about
with Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur at each other's throats? If that continues throughout the season, Matt LaFleur could be one and done in Green Bay. They could be looking for a new coach by January.
We gotta see how it goes. I think it's gonna be fine. But you're right. If that relationship becomes fractured, and Aaron Rodgers is gonna win that battle. So we'll see how that goes. And what you got for Detroit?
I think Detroit's got talent, but I'm gonna go. I don't think they're gonna be as bad as they were last year. I'm gonna go 5-11. Maybe 6-10.
Okay.
I think the best they go is 5-11, 6-10, somewhere around there.
Okay.
I like Stafford, but I'm just not. But to be honest, I'm not I'm not gonna be that hard on the Lions, honestly. They've got talent, but first I'm gonna. Okay, I like Minnesota's. I think Minnesota has one of the best overall rosters in the league. Mm. I was a big Kirk Cousins believer, and for him to, and I know that they say the record of 5-26 against winning teams. That number's gonna go up. The winning, I think he's gonna beat some good teams. Not gonna lie, I liked him. I'm sad we let him go, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they didn't want to put him under the franchise tag again. They didn't want to give him his money, so you can't really cry over spilled milk about that. So, but anyway, their overall roster, their offense is it could be a high scored offense this year. Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs are beasts at wide receiver.
Right.
And I like Kyle Rudolph. I think Irv Smith Jr., the kid they took out of Alabama, I think it was a third round last year.
It was either late second. I think it was second. If it wasn't second, definitely third.
Yeah, I think it was definitely second or third. I think he's going to learn a lot from Kyle Rudolph. I mean, that's the reason why you draft Irv Smith Jr., because there was reports that Kyle Rudolph was going to be let go because of the money he makes.
Yeah.
Because he had a cuttable salary and they chose to keep him, and Irv Smith Jr. is going to get a chance to learn from him. I like Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
I was really high on him in 2017, and I thought he was playing great before he went down. I think he goes 1,000 yards receiving. Not gonna lie. I mean 1,000 yards rushing. 1,000 yards rushing.
Okay.
I like Dalvin Cook. I think he's gonna bring a big impact to this Vikings offense.
Right. Hello?
I like their defense. To me, their defense looked pretty lost at times last year. Mm-hmm. I still think they have one of the best defenses in the league. You got Everson Griffin, Anthony Barr, you've got Linval Joseph, Daniil Hunter, you've got Kendricks, you've got some great talent in it, and you've got a good secondary. You've got Xavier Rhodes. I don't know what was going on with Xavier Rhodes last year. I mean, I don't know what was going on. He was benched a couple of times by Mike Zimmer, if I'm not mistaken, because he was struggling so much, and I think he had a meltdown on the sidelines during a game at one point. I don't know what was going on with Xavier Rhodes last year.
I think he was a little banged up too, man. I think it was a lot of stuff going on with him last year.
Yeah, I think he's a bounce back player of the year candidate, comeback player of the year. Rhodes close. I like him. I think he's a top cornerback in this league. Mm-hmm. And of course, on the offensive line. I didn't get a chance to talk about the offensive line. I like the addition of Garrett Bradbury. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to make life easier on Kirk Cousins. I think he's a good talent. Thought that was a great pick from Minnesota. So in my opinion, I think the Vikings have the best overall roster in the division. Because the question is, can they overcome their playoff demons and make it to that next step? And there was reports last year that Mike Zimmer was potentially on the chopping block, and I was so glad that they kept him because I'm a Mike Zimmer guy.
Yeah,
I thought he did a wonderful job. I thought he's doing a wonderful job in Minnesota during his time there. But they got to win. All the pressure's on them to win this year.
Yeah, it is. I had a call on my man Black L.A.B earlier, said that he wouldn't be shocked if they didn't perform at a high level, that Zim could be out of there and they could promote Gary Kubiak to head coach. I never took that angle. I never thought about that, but that's pretty interesting.
Really? I didn't realize that they had Gary Kubiak.
Yeah, they added him as like a special assistant head coach. They created one of those titles for him, and he's supposed to be helping out their offensive coordinator, Kevin Stefanski. They even got his Gary Kubiak's son on the coaching staff as well as a quarterbacks coach. So it's a really intriguing dynamic there, one to keep an eye on if things don't go as planned in Minnesota this year, for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
I didn't think I'm not ruling out Gary Kubiak being a head coach in the NFL again. I thought he did well in his first year in Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Peyton Manning threw like a bunch of picks and wasn't the same guy, But the guy won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Let's not forget, he won the Super Bowl in Peyton Manning's last season. I think he should get an award for that, honestly.
Yeah. Well, he left because of health reasons, so I didn't think he wanted to be a head coach again. But, you know, I didn't think Bruce Arians was going to be a head coach again because of health reasons, and he's a head coach again. So, you know, like he said, like my man Black L.A.B said, you know, with these coaches, there's always going to be that itch that's always there, and, you know, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, and not going to lie, though, I don't know what they were doing with the offensive coordinators. They were changing offensive coordinators like underwear for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, they had North Turner, and he walked out on them, I think, a couple of years ago. Then they had, what was it? I think they had Pat Shurmur, and I think he walked out. I can't remember. But they had a couple offensive coordinators walk out, and I think they fired their offensive coordinator last year, mid-season.
They did. That was a mess. And then
that was
Norv, he just packed up and left. He was like, "Hey, I'm good, man. I'm out." Yeah. So it's been. You're right. It's been a lot going on in Minnesota with their coordinators. Obviously, Shermer got the head coaching job in New York with the Giants. So it'll be really interesting to see how everything works for them this year. I think they got a good mixture of guys working with Kirk in that offense, and I think it's going to mesh well. We'll see if it all comes together or not. So, we'll see what happens. But bottom line is, you got the Vikings winning the division, right?
Actually, I got Chicago.
No. You got Chicago going
Chicago
13-3. Chicago.
13-3, yes.
You got Minnesota at 10-6 or 11-5. Which one was it?
11-5.
11-5.
11-5 is good enough to get them the 4th seed in the NFC playoffs.
And then you got the Packers at 8-8, 7-9.
Yeah.
And then you got the Lions at 6-10, 7-9 or 5-11. You said 6-10, 5-11.
I'm going to say 5-11.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about the Lions roster real quick, and then I'll probably let you get to the other callers.
Okay.
I like what Detroit's doing. I like Matt Patricia. I think he's going to be a lot better than he was last year. Question is, will players buy into him? I think Matthews is he going to click with Matthew Stafford? You know, is that defense going to play? Is that defense going to be good? I like the addition of Trey Flowers from the Patriots. I thought that was a good pickup. I didn't like them losing Ziggy Ansah. I don't know if it was injury or the amount of money he was making. To be honest, I just didn't understand it because I liked Ezekiel Ansah.
He was just hurt all the time, man. Like, he couldn't stay healthy. That was the biggest problem.
Yeah, but I do like Detroit's offense. I think Kerryon Johnson, could be a potential feature back for them.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't even know what receivers the Lions even have other than Jones, I think his name is.
Yeah. They got 2 good receivers, man. They got Kenny Golladay, who was a 1,000-yard receiver last year, had a breakout year last year, and they got Marvin Jones, who, when he's healthy, he's nasty. And then they drafted T.J. Hockenson. Super intelligent T.J. Hockenson.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I like T.J. Hockenson.
Yeah, man.
I mean, did you see what he did? I think it was, what game was that? I think it was a game last year at Iowa, and he put like a nasty block on one of these big defensive linemen.
Yeah. That one was.
See that highlight?
Yeah, that one was on the road though. It was on the road against it was like Nebraska or somebody. It was nasty though. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I watched that, I didn't even think he was that strong, and I was like, damn, this dude could be in the WWE in the near future. That's how strong he is. But anyway, I like T.J. Hockenson. I think he's a superior blocker. But I've had people tell me that Noah Fant was better of the 2 tight ends coming out of Iowa. But I think T.J. Hawkinson's the more talented and the more bigger. I think that's going to really help Stafford out. And on their defense, Trey Flowers was a great addition. I like Darius Slay's top cornerback in this league. I like what they're doing there on defense. Who's this? Do they have any other? I'm sorry. I didn't really pay a lot of attention to the Lions. I watched them a couple of times, but I What else do they have on defense? I'm not really familiar.
They signed the ex Green Bay defensive tackle. His name escapes me at this moment. It'll come to me. But they signed him, and when the Packers let him go, Mike Daniels. There you go. They also signed Justin Coleman, really good slot from Seattle, so he'll be added to their defense. And really, after that, they've got a really good defensive tackle in Ashawn Robinson out of Alabama. But after that, man, slim pickings there. I initially liked the linebacker out of I think he's out of Florida that they got inside, but I didn't think he was all that great last year. The year before, his rookie season, he played really well. So I'm not overly enthused by their entire roster, to be honest with you. Even though I think they got some stuff offensively, and like you said, I love Carry-On. I think the receivers are solid. I love the addition of the receivers that they got out of ODU. I think they've got a chance to be really good offensively, but I'm not enthused by it's like a losing vibe there. Like they'll never do enough to win consistently. They'll be in ball games, they'll have a shot, but they just won't do enough to win. That's how I view them.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. You got to get a winning vibe in that organization at some point. I mean, it's been forever since they won the division. I mean, their fans are desperate for a team, for a Lions team that they can root for. They had Calvin Johnson for a couple of years, and he burned out after 9 years because he got sick of the losing, and they just couldn't put a team around him or Stafford. I mean, they tried. I mean, they were good. They went to the postseason in 2014. I think they got robbed. I think they got robbed of winning a playoff game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the one against Dallas, they did.
Yeah, that was the one.
So.
Yeah, I thought that was bullshit, man. The Lions deserve to go farther than that.
All right, so we got your predictions. I'm gonna get out of here. You're gonna be the last caller of the night, and we're gonna do this again tomorrow with the other North and wrap this thing up. Hey, JP, nice cherry on top of the show tonight, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Lou. Have a good night.
Take care, bro.
Thank you.
All righty. So that's going to do it for this show. This was actually better than I thought it was going to be. I didn't know how many people were going to be here, how many people were going to call in. Apparently, the phone lines been lit all night. And so this is a really good show, man. Got some good insight. I love talking to fans of specific teams and divisions because you get insight you can't get anywhere else. So I appreciate that. Make sure you check out the podcast, Louie T Network. Podcast available on Stitcher, Google Music, Play, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Spotify, and of course the website, louietnetwork.net. We'll do this again tomorrow. AFC North to put a bow on all 8 divisions. And I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. That division is going to look just like this division. So come back and check me out tomorrow for that. We'll do it exactly the same way. Preview the video at 8:30, go live right after it, and allow you guys to have the floor live as we talk about the AFC North. I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. Remember, if it's not your man T, it's not the best NFL coverage it could be. Till tomorrow, I'll see you guys. Have a good one. Take care.
Louie T Network.